What is up, everyone? All Barcelona fans and football fans. Well, back again here with another or video, and it's been interesting couple of weeks now. Um, to say the least, there's some very fun results and very fun turnarounds that have been happening in all over football, really. But especially when it comes to Barcelona, Real Madrid, it's been some interesting stuff. And I'm gonna go over it quickly in this video. I'm gonna try to be fairly quick. It's just shortly past midnight here, so I'm just gonna try to. I'll have work tomorrow, so try to get it over quickly. But anyways, um, it's been kind of interesting weeks with some of the results that we've been having. When I left with the last video, we were going into some interesting games, but yeah, we have the good news is that we have been winning. We have been winning all our games since one game that we lost, and we have been winning and we're playing well. The bad news also is though that there is still some problems that need to be solved, but I don't think it's impossible to solve them. But let's just start from the beginning. The first game that we did lose was the Chelsea game, and I don't want to talk too much about it. It was just not a pretty sight. We lost 3-0. Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened there. Certainly, it just was down to just us not being focused enough. Just we weren't in the right mental space in that game. We had a terrible off day, and nothing really worked. It was just sloppy all over. Really, it just didn't really want to fit together. And of course, I need to address the elephant in the room. Really, with that game being freaking Ronaldo Araujo and what he did and got himself sent off again. Just once more messing up in a Champions League game like that, and it's troubling. It really is troubling that he's been doing this so many times now, and there's something with his mental space that just not isn't working really, and it's that he needs to work on, because if he can't fix that, I think we need to sell him on otherwise, because this is just not okay, you know. Um, I hope he can fix it, because now after that game he has been more taken away more from the squad, and he's taken time off to really get his mental state better. His self that he's not feeling well. We've heard reports that he's just not, after that game, he's not feeling properly mental well, and he needs to refocus himself, and that's why he'll be out for a while to really regroup himself, and I hope that helps him, because it's to have one of the players like that in the defense should be one of the more solid ones. Also, plus being one of our captains as well. On top of that, having someone like that perform the way he has and do those mistakes that he has, that's not okay. So I can understand once in a while, sometimes you mess up defensively, or you get off. It happens. It's football. You know, you cannot avoid it all the time. It happens once in a while. But for it to happen for him specifically so many times in big Champions League games, that is a problem. And that is a problem that needs to be addressed in one way or another. And I hope that this time off for him will give him some space to some clarity of mind and some way to clear his head a little bit more. I hope that he does that, but he's a big question mark for next season for sure. If he's still gonna be around next season or not, it'll be interesting to see what we can really do next summer, because you know if he can't fix his mental space and really focus when he needs to focus, I don't know if how much more time he has at this club, because we need some. Yes, he's been good at times, and he's been when we like him. But if you can't perform in a team like Barcelona at the highest level like that, if your mental space is not really set and proper, then really you cannot be playing at the club. You cannot be playing it as a starter. You cannot be coming in and doing that, because there, in that case, you won't be having like you'll be ruining for you'll be messing up for the team. You can't really help the team out properly like you should, because we're a team that's top. Like someone like Barcelona, that's not like having this type of player and having him stick around. Maybe that can work for a mid table team, you know, because he can still perform here and there, and they do not aim too high. But at a team like Barcelona, who aims for all trophies all the time at the highest level, you cannot be performing like he has. I'm not saying it's been all bad with him. He has had some good stuff too, but the bad is unfortunately outweighing the good at the moment, and that needs to be addressed and that needs to be fixed in one way or another. But anyways, moving on from that, and moving on from that Chelsea game, yes, we lost, but yeah, whatever. A bad loss, but hopefully that won't be happening anymore this season, because we move on into the next few games, and of course, there was some ups and downs, but we still managed to get some results in the league after that. I don't remember exactly what game it was after that, but we managed to do decently. And then, of course, it was that classical loss, of course, first off, and which was just a narrow loss, and it was bad. And then we have that Chelsea loss, which is just also so bad. And then after a decent like performance in the Liga, once again we go to the Champions League and we drew against Club Brugge. That was a game that was very, very frustrating and very annoying, and I don't understand why that happened and how that happened. That was just something that shouldn't have happened. Um, Drawing against Club Brugge as well, and then also losing at Chelsea and drawing against Club Brugge, two games there that were that were must wins really. And yeah, of course the Chelsea game is tougher, but it was important that we got something out of those games, especially the Club Brugge one, but we didn't. At least, well, we got 1 point out of that other one, but it's just that almost feels like a loss, doesn't it? But anyways, moving on from that, after a bad spell of games like that, we started performing well again. Something turned around, because we started getting our players back from injury. You know, Rafinha came back, John Garcia came back, of course. We had a few others as well, like Dani Olmo coming in again a little bit. He's out injured now again, but we'll get to that. And we had and a few others like that. We had most of our players coming back from injury, and that gave us a boost, especially Rafinha, Pedri as well, right? Especially Rafinha and Pedri, you know, them coming back into the team, that brought us up massively. And we had a spell of really, really good performances, and especially in the last 2 weeks, a win against Alaves, a win against Atletico Madrid, and now recently a win against Real Betis. Big wins as well, like dominant, good performances, especially against Atletico Madrid and Betis. Really solid performance that really showed the team unified and really attacking beautifully and playing some really nice football up front. Those were tough games that we were feeling a bit unsure of ahead of time, but when we saw them perform in that game, we saw, wow, they proved a lot of people wrong, and I'm so happy for that. And me, one of them. I love when I get proved wrong by this team. I love when they step out there and say, no, we can perform. We're doing it. We're doing it right. That's what I want. I want nothing more for them to go out there and do that all the time. That makes me the most happiest because then I can feel, yes, okay, we are good. I have nothing to worry about. My worries were for nothing. We are actually performing so well. Yes, there's still some things that are a bit off that needs to be improved, like in the defense. In that Betis game towards the end, we lost a bit of a focus and conceded two really dumb goals. But despite that, our attacking football in that game and that an Atletico Madrid game was phenomenal. It was beautiful. The goals that we scored, the the plays that we had from midfield into the attack, absolutely wonderful. Especially in the Betis game with different scores like Rooney Badaji as well scoring his first like really official goal for Barcelona. And we had Ferran Torres with a freaking hat trick. Um, that is amazing. And then of course Lamine Yamal as well scores a penalty too. In the Atletico Madrid game, we had also I think Ferran scored there too, and Daniel almost scored. It was a lot of good stuff. And in that game, of course, when Daniel almost scored, he got injured as well. I think it was something that happened with his shoulder, dislocated or something. So he'll be out for about a month or so, which is sad. He just came back from injury and it just sucks to lose him again. But hopefully he'll recover quickly and be back by early next year, in a month or so. So hopefully by early January, sometime early to mid January, he can be fully back and ready. But thankfully, there's a break, like a Christmas break coming up. So, but um, other than that, other players that have come into this team have really stepped up. Pedri is absolutely insane. You know, he's the best midfielder in his position. He has done some incredible magic on that pitch ever since coming back again. Like he we had like a half off, like not 100%, like a 50%, maybe 70% something Pedri on the pitch versus Atletico Madrid, but he still performed like absolute brilliance. He still put up an incredible performance those minutes that he had, and he just absolutely dominated and bossed that midfield and gave them no chance. It was absolutely beautiful to see. And Rafinha is coming slowly back into the game as much as well. He's been doing wonderful. He gave us that energy back. Even when he stepped in versus Chelsea when he came back first, he gave us some energy. It didn't work out. It was too late, sadly. But we saw that we got more energy up front with him. And the games that followed, he really showed again why he's so good and why that Ballon d'Or ranking was just absolute bullshit. Um, he with the assists that he provides, with the opening of spaces, like the goals that he scores, just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Against Atletico Madrid, he scored a really good goal. He didn't play yesterday against Betis, which is good. He needed some rest, anyways. I think that's good for him going into the Champions League game on Tuesday against Frankfurt. But I'm so happy that we have all these players up front that can really score, that can step up, that can score. We have multiple goal scorers. You know, Rafinha, Rashford, Lewandowski. I haven't even talked about Lewandowski yet, but he missed a penalty against Atletico Madrid. But he's been doing okay since he come back as well. Then we have Rooney Badaji. We have Lamine Yamal, of course. We have Ferran Torres. Just to name a few, that's just the attackers, and like we have such a solid lineup up front. two, two tridents up front that can really work well, and then of course we have other players who score too from the midfield, like Dani Olmo, like Pedri, and so on. And Fermi Lopez has also come back from injury. He's also very much a threat there in attacking midfield. and also some defenders too, like Eric Garcia or Jules Kunde when he goes up front. It's it's good to see that we can have some good force working there, and that's something that Real Madrid really doesn't have. They only have Mbappe. That they only have Mbappe, and that's has hurt them very much because nobody else can really score and really work off of their players. Only Mbappe, and that's not enough. On the other hand, have been on a very bad spell lately, uh, going around maybe like just last month they like drew 3 games or something against like uh, bottom table teams. No disrespect to these teams, but I'm just saying they drew against Rayo Vallecano. They drew against Rayo Vallecano. They drew against Elche. They drew against Girona, and then they nearly beat Olympiacos in the Champions League. But that was just they struggled a lot in that game. And then after that, they just somehow in some way managed to last week beat earlier this week beat the Athletic Bilbao. Right, we also beat Athletic Bilbao. I forgot to mention that game as well. We beat Bilbao. That was the game I forgot. We beat them 4-0. That was a brilliant performance as well. But anyways, they managed to beat them as well. But that's only because Bilbao this season have been just so inconsistent and weird and just not good enough. Strangely, they couldn't perform against Real Madrid, but they beat Atletico Madrid 1-0. Like, how does that even make sense? I just don't understand it sometimes, how football works. But they did that, but kind of expected it to happen because Athletic Bilbao have not been that great. And then this weekend, we beat Betis yesterday, or not on Saturday, and then we have Real Madrid tonight. Lose against Celta Vigo. Yeah, lose against Celta Vigo. They were outmatched. They were bombarded by Celta Vigo. They were peppering them like crazy. They beat them 2-0. And Real Madrid also got two red cards. Fran Garcia and what's that one? I forgot his name now. Carreras, right. Fran Garcia and Carreras, both of them red carded. Militao as well injured. And also I think one of their coaching staff got a red card or something as well, maybe. They are in an absolute crisis right now. They're not doing well at all, and they have had trouble after trouble these past few weeks. Their whole lead that they got when they beat us in the Clasico with 5 points, it's totally gone. They have totally bottled that lead, and from being 5 points ahead of us to now being 4 points behind us, and it can only get worse really from here. I wouldn't be surprised if they even struggle against Alaves next weekend. City's gonna completely destroy them in the Champions League because none of their players are really working properly. Like Vinicius Junior up front is not doing anything. Rodrigo is barely trying. you know, and in the midfield they have nobody who can control and nobody who can really boss around since Modric and Kroos have left. Tony Kroos have left. So they're in a total bad situation right now, and we definitely happy that we have taken good advantage of that, and now we are 4 points ahead of them after the latest games, and hopefully we can keep going like that and win the few more games that are left this year. And go into that Christmas break and get into next year as good league leaders. Next weekend we're facing what's it? I think it's Osasuna, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Osasuna. I could be mistaken, but leave a comment below if I'm wrong. But anyways, I think it's Osasuna. And we're facing them, and they will be facing Alaves. Then we have Well, first we had the Frankfurt game on Tuesday, and then after that we next week. I don't think there's anything in midweek more. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't know when exactly the next league game is. But the next league game is against Villarreal, then, and that's gonna be a tough one as well. That's one of the tougher ones too. Villarreal have been fairly decent this season, and we have to be ready for that game to really step up. That's a way as well. So we need to. That would be a must win as well. That would be an important. If we can win there, that would be a really important win, as well. Um, so hopefully we can get that done, and hopefully we can get ourselves through to the end of the year properly and keep winning like we have, and keep the mentality going like we have. Because winning big against Atletico Madrid and Real Betis, that's not a small feat. That's really really good. You know, those are two big good performances, and I also love the atmosphere at the Camp Nou and at the Atletico Madrid game. That was really good from the fans there. I love being back at the stadium. It's so good to be back at our stadium and feeling, and even looking at the team, feeling that energy, seeing that energy from the crowd, and seeing the whole thing. Even in a not 100% finished and completed Camp Nou, it still is so much better than the Montjuic. It's a million times far better. It's just incredibly such a difference, and I'm very happy that we're back there and that we can perform and have some great matches there. Hopefully, go for the rest of the season. Now, there we'll be back there officially, finally again in the Champions League on Tuesday versus Frankfurt. That will be the first game back in that tournament at the Camp Nou, and we know what happened last time against them in the Camp Nou a few years back in the Europa League. What happened with their whole takeover thing and what have it was absolutely terrible. That won't happen this time around though. They have doubled the security measures and everything, so that won't happen again. Only like members get the tickets properly and all that, except for the Champions League away, the tickets, whatever the youth the UEFA sells. Those are the only ones that are not sold by the club, because that's a rule that they have to there. But other than that, it's just gonna be our fans, hopefully fully there, ready to support the team. But I think we can beat them. I think we can have a good chance this time to really get a good result here. They recently lost to Leipzig in the Bundesliga. Yesterday on Saturday, they lost around 6-0 or something like that. So if they can, yeah, if Leipzig can beat them like that, and even Atalanta in the last Champions League beat them 2-0, I think we can 100% also get a result against them this time, and especially when we're at home. We should be able to do this with the attacking power that we have, with the recent performances that we've had. I think we can definitely do it. It just have to make sure to work out the defense a bit more. We've been conceding way too much early in the game recently, and I don't want us to do that anymore. I hope we can fix that. Just not concede at all, preferably, but like we have been conceding way too much early in the game. It that's irritating, really. I hope we can fix that. I hope also towards the end of the games that we can focus a bit more and do more better. Because against Betis, yeah, we lost a bit focus there, but it was fine. We already got the job done with the 5 goals beforehand. But like it's still, we shouldn't let that happen. We shouldn't let that happen. It's not good to stress ourselves out like that. Ourselves out. It's not good. But yeah, that's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy that we have stepped up again, that we're performing well, and hopefully going forward there will be more good performances like this, and that Real Madrid keeps losing and dropping points. You know, that's I gotta say, because as a Barcelona fans, you want to do that, and we want us to take advantage of it. They would have said the same thing, if we were in their situation. So I think 2025 is a year that they want to forget. 100%. This year has not been good for them at all. So this is one they don't want to remember probably. But for us, for sure, this has been a year of big results, is for sure. A big, really revival for us in many ways, and hopefully we can go even further in the Champions League though this season. But we'll see. We'll see in 2026 how much that can happen. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like down below. Also subscribe if you haven't done already, and ring that notification bell to get notified next time our video comes up, and all that same stuff. And yeah, let's hope for the best going forward. Back to the Camp Nou in the Champions League on Tuesday. I'll catch you guys in the next video. See you then. Peace. Peace, Barca.